Okay, at this time, I have a really, really great honor to introduce Gayle Manchin. She is the co-chair of the Appalachian Regional Commission, and of course, as everybody knows, former First Lady of our state. But many of you may not know that she was the first chair of the West Virginia Public Education Collaborative and really helped found it, along with Dr. Gee and the president of Shepherd at the time. She also, as you've heard a little bit about and hear more about, she's the co-founder of Focus Forward. So thank you, Gayle, for being with us today and your continued support throughout the years.
Well, good afternoon. And I want to take just a second, a time out from AI. You know, we're ending up March, and it's been Women's History Month. I don't know how many, in fact, I will ask, how many of you watched the girls' basketball game when WVU played Iowa the other night? I want to tell you, those girls made West Virginia proud. And I say this at many different levels, but I came up here today to talk about sort of where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. But it really is I was going to start out by talking about the pioneers that settled these western mountains of Virginia, and the guts and the resiliency and the character of the people that came to this very rugged land to settle it, and what they had to be generations ago to maintain, to keep this land and to settle it. And I just look at these young ladies today in basketball and in a lot of sports, in a lot of arenas. And we're still carrying those same good characteristics from the Appalachian region: the guts, the resiliency, the character, the never give up. And so I just thought about it as I was watching the game that night. I know a lot of people watching that game were watching Caitlin Clark, and that was fine. But what they had to see was a young team that didn't give up, that held in there and fought literally to the last second to make their state proud and to do the very best job they could do. And I think all of us, in what we've done in our past, our present, and moving forward, is about how well we can do. How good a job can we do in pushing forward what we're trying to push forward? When I was on the State Board of Education and did a lot of high school commitments, I used to tell young people at the high school level, don't ever hang your head when you're out of the state that you're from West Virginia. Because unfortunately, we have let people for far too long tell a story about us that isn't true. And so young people feel like that, they shouldn't be proud to be from West Virginia or from the Appalachian region. And I tell them that was not the case. That the reason that we're still in this region is because of the brave pioneers and settlers that came in here, not knowing what they faced, not knowing all of the challenges, but knowing that they would stick it out and find a way. And what we found in the Appalachian region was within these mountains was a wealth of energy. And people worked hard to bring that energy to the surface, to turn the lights on in this country. The timber that built the railroads and built our cities, the water that has flowed across our land, the wind which continues to flow. The Appalachian region is rich in energy and forces and in people, rich in the people that fight, that have given their lives in their jobs, in the military, whatever has been asked of the people from this region, our people have stood tall and answered the call. And so that's what we want to remember. That's where we came from. That's our heritage. And so we look at when we began Focus Forward and this journey and how it has taken us into digital learning, how we're incorporating that, how it affects the jobs that we had that now we don't have because digital learning has taken over, and that's okay because we're preparing for the next jobs. And that's sort of where we've been as we've moved forward these 6 years in looking at all of those pieces of the puzzle that go together. But the most important piece of that puzzle continues to be the people. The people that work hard to push forward, to meet the challenges, to come together, to consider and network and find the solutions that take us forward. And so interestingly, as I was sitting listening to the presentations and the great panelists that have been up here today talking, I thought, we're kind of back where we started from. We're pioneers again. We're pioneers navigating a new world in this Appalachian region, navigating a new diversity in energy production, in everything that we do. And I realized that I've always thought about West Virginia, but now as the federal co-chair of the Appalachian region, I think a lot about this region that stretches from southern New York to northern Mississippi, 423 counties, 26 million people. We're a pretty big entity in this country. We always have been, and we always will be. We will continue to help preserve the energy independence of this country. We will continue to have people that step forward and put their lives on the line, whether it's for the military or in the jobs that they do every day. We will continue to be a force that will keep this country strong. But I look around this room, and I know that each and every one of us is, again, a pioneer. We're learning, and we're learning from each other, and we're sharing. And as the federal co-chair, the wonderful experiences that I have had traveling this Appalachian region, what I have found is the commonality, the culture, the history, the dedication, the guts, the resiliency of the people across this region. And so I tell them as I travel to different projects, it's not about survival. It's not about thriving. The Appalachian Regional Commission was created to bring parity to the people of this region, that the zip code would no longer ever define who we are or what we can be. And so I say to each and every one of you, to me, and each of you should feel the same way, parity is the ability to compete. When we compete with anyone in this country or globally, then we will have parity. And there's no reason why the Appalachian region should not have parity in this country for what we have given, for what we continue to give, and what we will continue to grow. I've talked to several of you in here we talk about AI, we talk about cybersecurity. What if we told the Department of Defense that the Appalachian region had a well-trained cybersecurity workforce that stretched from southern New York to northern Mississippi, that we would help protect this country in its defense and in moving forward with AI? Everything is a possibility for us, because everything is a possibility for those pioneers that are not afraid to dream and attack the challenges. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure every year for me to be here, and to see the crowd in this room today just obviously brings a really big smile to my face. But thank you all. Continue the great work that you're doing, and know that the Appalachian Regional Commission is your partner, and we hope to continue to be your partner for a long time. Thank you.